The group stage has concluded, and now just 8 teams stand before glory, the crown, and a $300,000 prize pool. This is it, the final MDI of the War Within. It's global finals time. All 8 teams will compete on Friday, and every single day, 2 will be sent home. That's right, 1 mistake, 1 missed chest, and your global finals run could be over. Blizzard will provide qualified teams a list of dungeons to be used during this stage of the tournament. Each dungeon will have a predetermined set of affixes and a base keystone level. While teams will know which dungeons they'll be facing, they won't know at which point during the weekend they'll be up against each one. The dungeons are revealed at the start of play every day. Day 1 begins with 3 dungeons, 2 more are added on day 2, and the final challenge arrives on day 3. Just like last season, there is no spec variety rule in the global finals. That means it's a free-for-all. Teams can bring whatever composition they'd like and go absolutely wild from minute 1. And as always, dungeons will only be available for play during the competition windows. Dungeons will be unavailable for play on the tournament realm outside of the broadcast times. Teams must take a 20-minute break during each competition day, which can be divided into smaller breaks anytime between hours 2 and 4. Skip a break, and you'll take a 5-point penalty to your overall score. Strategy isn't just in the key pushing, the devil's in the details. Now that we've covered the basics, let's meet the final 8 teams entering the global final stage, fighting for reputation, glory, and the $300,000 prize pool. Formerly known as Wonderbar, and to many simply Echo, Holy Method enters the finals as the clear favorite. Now, Whippy, Gingy, Clicks, and Kush top both the time trials and their Group A weekend, setting 5 world records along the way and ending on a total score of 133. They looked unstoppable, but will they show up and lock in when it matters most? For the first time in a long while, the competition looks extraordinarily fierce, and this weekend anything can happen. But if we know one thing about this team, it's that they're capable of mind-blowing play when it matters the most. Anti-Clockwise is a freshly formed team comprised of Yaunt, Robin, Desired, Divine Field, and Nezro, who spun into the spotlight at rank 6 after time trials and finished second in Group A at 132 score, just 1 point and 1 minute and 15 seconds behind Holy Method. Steady, consistent, and calculated, this squad seems to thrive when others stumble. If your team falters, Anti-Clockwise will be there to pass them. Slightly slower and much steadier might just win the race, one key at a time. Kira, AJ, Hearthjax, Verb, and Yargi come in hot from Group B, finishing second in time trials and dominating their weekend as the Group B winners. With 6 world record keys during their group weekend, including a higher level streaks than even Holy Method, Missed Count made a statement and ended up with 134 total score. Their biggest challenge? Keeping the momentum going. They've often looked unstoppable in groups, only to lose their spark in the finals. If Missed Count can finally maintain that energy, they're a serious contender for the crown. Lazel, Pillow, Krona, Shu, and Speed came in 5th in time trials and 2nd in Group B with a final score of 131, 3 points, and 8 minutes behind Missed Count. Their group stage was a rough ride, as they had a few bumpy runs and some devastating missed keys. In fact, they barely avoided elimination. Going into the finals, Scaffolding will need to clean up every mistake if they want a real shot at the top. We're predicting a 4th to 6th place finish, but if they pull it together, they could still surprise us. Ranked 3rd in time trials and winners of Group C's weekend, Mandatory, featuring Skylark, Mode, Stove, Maysteen, and Soda, struggled early in the group stage but bounced back in dramatic fashion. After a rocky start and almost facing elimination, they found their stride on Group C's final day, dropping a world-first 24 Gambit in Hail Mary style to secure the group win in epic fashion with a total score of 133. If they can bring that Day 3 energy into the global finals, Mandatory will certainly be in the running for the crown, but any slip-ups could turn their weekend into another uphill battle. Yips, Zisevi, Wolf Disco, Ashine, and Boomy looked promising from the start, nabbing a clean 4th place in time trials and an impressive 2nd in Group C's weekend, tying Mandatory's score at 133 points, and only losing the tiebreaker on that 24 Gambit. They might not have stacked up as many world records as some of their competitors, but they made every run count, even snagging a world record on a +21 Floodgate. A few hiccups held them back, but this squad is locked in and ready. If any of the favorites stumble, Team Liquid is absolutely in position for a top 3 finish. Representing China, Identity enters the global finals as both time trial winners and group stage champions. Formerly known as Team Anchor, this squad is a fusion of players from last season's Stamp and Green Player, 2 names you might recall from previous MDIs. Cherry, Tianzu, MJT, PPT, and Moon came into time trials hot, putting up a +23 Ecodome and +23 Gambit, instantly marking them as one of the teams to watch. They carried that momentum into groups, proving they're not just a last-minute lineup, they're here to make waves. And did they make waves? Identity ended up with a total score of 133, securing a world record +23 streets at the end of their day 3 in the process. Finishing that streets in a blazing 30 minutes and 11 seconds, Identity was even 45 seconds faster than Miscount. Historically, Chinese teams have struggled on the international stage of the global finals, but this could be the year that changes. Identity pushed keys together on live servers, and they have great synergy. We'd love to see them break the pattern and stick it out until Sunday this time around. Could this be their breakout moment? There's only one way to find out. Runners-up in China's time trials under the name Chat God and coming in second during China's group stage, Interrupt have proven they can keep pace with the region's best. Their roster features YWFC, Kuaoling, Renjian Bukai, War Ending, and Tin Foon. Their performance groups were impressive as they remained neck and neck with Identity across the first 2 days. However, Interrupt missed out on securing the #1 seed later on. What held them back? Well, a few of their keys slipped just shy of the level needed on the 3rd day when it mattered most. At the end, Interrupt placed second with a total score of 130, 3 points behind Identity. Heading into the global finals, Interrupt may not be among the top seeds, but don't mistake that for a lack of fire. The team has openly said they'll play every game as if it's their last. If they bring that mentality to the global stage, expect fireworks. 8 teams, 3 days, 1 crown. Who will rise to claim the final MDI title of the War Within? Tune in this weekend and don't miss a single pull. It's the MDI Global Finals. We'd better see you there.